Morgan, how could you possibly be talking about the Sephora sale again? It really is quite incredible how I have so much to say, huh? No, but this is the aftermath that I've been promising you guys. As you know, on my channel, if you see me talk about a product, I can guarantee you will hear me talk about it again after I've used it multiple times with multiple wear tests, with multiple other products to seal the deal and give you my final review after actually using it a number of times and finalizing my opinion on it. So with the Sephora sale having ended a couple weeks ago, these products I've had 3 or so plus weeks to work with. I have my final thoughts. These are everything that I picked up, almost everything. There's a couple products I'm leaving out and I'll tell you why, but almost everything that I picked up during the Sephora savings event and my final thoughts on them. A couple products I'm leaving out, just like my repurchase products that you hear me talk about a lot. There's no need for a final review on those. I also posted on Tuesday a video with the Givenchy powder and the new Armani Luminous Silk blush, which I did purchase during the Sephora sale, but I'm still testing those. Those two will go in the next speed reviews, but everything else I've got an opinion on, and I'm gonna share it with you today. So let's go ahead and get started with one of my new favorite concealers that, oh, the price hurts, but it is amazing. This is from Westman Atelier. This is the Vital Skincare Concealer, a gem of a concealer, I think, especially for dry under eyes and mature skin. So I'm gonna sound dumb here because I'm not a drinker, but you know when people drink liquor and they are like, oh, it went down so smooth. That's how I feel about this concealer when I apply it. Like, it's so smooth is how I feel about this concealer. It blends out with minimal effort. It has this plushness to it that fills in the hollowness of the eyes, but it also is blurring, but it has that thickness, it has that creaminess. It's not drying. It is butter on the skin is how I can describe it. It gives great coverage. I would say pretty much full coverage, and something about it just looks so velvety on the skin. That velvetiness is what makes it thick, but not in a bad way thick, like creamy, blurring, buttery. This is buttery. This is silky. That's all I can say about this concealer. I am so impressed from that first impressions. I was just like, wow, it had that it factor that a lot of products don't have. So I've been loving this concealer. It also wears very, very well. To set it, also enhancing the wear and look of the concealer, I did pick up the YSL All Hours Hyper Blur Powder. So this is very, very lightweight. It's like feather light and it's very, very blurring. It's a bit white, I think. Sometimes I feel like it's not translucent. Even though the shade of this is translucent, it's not. Sometimes it looks like a little bit of a white cast or ghostly color on me. But as long as I'm mindful about that, I make sure I really blend it in. I do find it to be quite a blurring, lightweight powder. I think it's beautiful. It's not hitting, my top 3 powders, as you guys know, but it is a very, very good powder. It is one that I will continue to use and will continue to rely on when I want a buttery, soft, lightweight finish on this skin. It's just not perfect because it's truly not translucent. But I will take that over a translucent powder that darkens, so at least it brightens a little bit. But I have had times where I've worn that and I guess I've caked it on too much and left that white cast, and I'm like, whoop, when I look in the mirror and I have to brush it away. But in terms of blurring, it's gorgeous, which is one of the number one things most important to me when it comes to a loose setting powder. Next product was that little one that I said jumped into my basket. I had zero plans of picking this up. In fact, I was actively avoiding it. There are 3 shades that came out. I do believe Ulta has an extra shade, but this is the NARS Hot Escape Cheek Palette. This is volume number 1, the lighter shade. And Most of the time when I reluctantly pick up a NARS cheek palette, I'm just like meh about it. Like I didn't need it. It's just more appealing than it actually was something that I needed. I needed this. I'm very, very happy about this. This is beautiful. Something about the formulations of these is so buttery, silky, creamy, just like that concealer, but in powder form. The formulations in these are exceptional, even better than buying them individually for some reason. Do be warned, if you do have a collection of NARS products, there are repeat shades, permanent shades in here. For example, this is just the Laguna bronzer and this is the Thrill blush, which I do have. But I don't even mind. That's how good these formulas feel to me. And these highlighty, glowy colors just melt into the skin. Worth every penny. And this is coming from somebody who has a very large collection, an inhuman amount of makeup. It's worth it. I really like it. There's something about this that is so buttery. And on my skin tone, I love all of the shades on here. So let's keep moving. This one I've heard nobody talk about. It's an interesting product from Laura Mercier. It's the Bronze Color Infusion. I have mine in the shade number 20. So you have a sculpt side and a glow side, or you can mix them both. Honestly, when it comes to the outskirts of my face, I really like the blend of these two. The only thing with this color specifically is it's a bit pinker than I normally like, but it's really buttery and smooth. And I enjoyed just using the sculpt today down my nose. I like that it has that versatility because it's true, this looks good as a sculpt and this is pretty on its own as a bronzer. It's just a little more pink leaning than I would like. But I like this. It's not a game-changing product for me. I'm not going to go out and buy more colors of this, but it's a nice product and it's very, very smooth. It's that great Laura Mercier reliable quality. So if this is a color that appeals to you, you might love this. Like, I feel like if this was the tone that I enjoyed, I would like this a lot more. I love the formula of this. It's just the tone I'm not jumping for joy about. But even worse than that, I really wanted to like it at first. It's a powder bronzer. It's not hard to like or make work, I guess. But I spent an arm and a leg on this Dior Forever Nude Bronze Bronzer in the lightest shade, Soft Matte. But this is like dirty on me. It's too dark and it's kind of hard to blend. It's not a buttery, easy, smooth blend like that I got with the Laura Mercier. This one requires a little elbow grease. And I have had other Dior bronzers and I never had that experience before. The quality on this, like I said, I can make it work. It's not going to ruin my day. But when it comes to paying luxury price points, I expect, especially from a brand like Dior, for the formula to work out with ease, and it doesn't. So I'm no stranger to spending a lot of money on a big, fat, jumbo luxury bronzer. I have quite a few in my collection, and this is one of the few that have really disappointed me, I've decided over time. Don't love the color, don't like that that's the lightest shade. That's crazy, and it doesn't have a buttery smooth blend. So let's work into the blushes that I picked up. Even though I only have 2 cheeks and I'm sick of all the blushes, they're really appealing to buy. You know what I mean? I love buying a blush for some reason. So I picked up another shade of the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder blushes, and She Goes to the Gym. It's a really beautiful natural flush. I definitely recommend it more so for medium to deeper complexions. It's edging on too dark for me, a little too pigmented, which is fine. The tone of it is really beautiful, natural, like that She Goes to the Gym kind of look, but I have to use an extremely light hand. And today for the demo, I did what I never do, and I put the powder down first and the cream on top. I'm still not a fan of applying it that way, but it's a beautiful formula. You already know how I feel about it. Just a new shade. And then I did discover one of my new favorite blushes from Say, the Super Suede Radiant Blush Powders. The first haul I did, I picked up Bella, which is the lighter pink. And then the second haul, when I went in person to see the shades, I picked up Mia. This is a shade that I have on my cheek. What a beautiful, glowy, radiant blush. It has the most gorgeous sheen to it. It is stunning. I've talked about this I keep complaining every time. What is up with this cheap packaging? It's giving the random Pat McGrath Labs under eye powder packaging. It's pretty much the same with the window. Mine is getting all scratched up on the back. Really terrible. But the formulas inside, gorgeous. It rolls over the cheek so easily, very silky, and the most gorgeous glow. If you don't like a glow, it's pretty like radiant. It's pretty on the sheen heavy side. Strong sheen, honestly, if you see the demo. But I love these. Now, this next blush that I picked up, not for myself, I picked it up for my mother, and I've been holding it hostage for this final review, and now it's, Mom, it's finally gonna go to you. But I did pick up 2 new shades that I've personally never tried from the YSL blush line. We have 93, and remember, this is for my mother, and 42. I don't think 42 is going to look very good on you, Mom. You're going to have to try it. It's a little white. Like, I didn't really love it on myself either. I think you'll like 93. It's giving NARS orgasm vibes. Super silky blushes. I just recently posted a rankings of the new viral blushes that I've tried. These came out at number 1. They're just an amazing, superior blush formulation. I did say, you know, you're paying an arm and a leg for this product. Is it worth the price discrepancy from other blushes that you could buy? Probably not. But in terms of formulation alone, it really isn't up there formulation. I personally find these to be worth the price point just because I like them and I'm using them a lot. But you know, if you don't want to spend that kind of money, you're not missing out. Okay, but super duper silky is the point. Love those blushes. I've been talking about them a lot. Now, redeeming Dior from this fail of a bronzer, I picked up their new blush for their new highlight formulations. These are they're redoing their line. I already have these, but new formulations, new packaging, everything. The Dior Forever Glow Luminizers. And I picked up Nude Halo, which is more of a champagne gold shade, a little bit more natural. And then Pink Halo, which is a little brighter, obviously has that pinky color. Really beautiful. At first, I wasn't too sure. The very first time I applied it, I'm like, is this worth the money? But it's just one of those formulas where it applies to the skin so nicely. You can't tell where the highlighter starts and ends. There's just something special about it when you wear it out in public and you turn and the sun and the light hits your face and you're like, wow, my highlight is popping, but not in a crazy exaggerated 2016 kind of way, but like in a good, like glowy kind of way. My descriptions today are terrible. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, it's like a baked gelée kind of formulation, so you don't get too much kickback. But that is what contributes to that glaze over the cheek. Really lovely. Again, worth the luxury price point? No, but if you're willing to pay for the name, it's a beautiful formula. And it's definitely not for people who like a super blinding highlight. Just so you know, it's for people who like a little bit more of a natural, buildable highlight. I like them a lot. It's right up my alley for the type of highlights that I like. Next, Rare Beauty Brow Gel. You guys know I've been through like 20 of these in my lifetime. It was one of the repurchases, so I'm not going to talk about it. As well as the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. I've repurchased them for a reason. They're my favorite lipsticks. So I'm glazing over those. Let's go into this new eyeshadow stick, which Hidden Gem from Too Faced. Now, I called this shade Quickie Queen. It's not Quickie Queen. That's the name of the product. It's the Too Faced Quickie Queen cream eyeshadow in the shade Fairy Dust. You know I love a light champagne-y pink glowing angelic cream eyeshadow stick, and this is so stunning. I love this shade. Good wear time. The only thing I would say that is different from the Laura Mercier, or in my opinion makes it a step below the Laura Mercier eyeshadow sticks, is it does look a little textured on my eyelid. It's not quite as smooth as the Laura Mercier would look, but it ain't that big of a deal. It's still a gorgeous eyeshadow stick. I love, 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 love this color and the glow that this gives. So I can't speak for other shades, but Fairy Dust really has that magical fairy dust finish to it, which I think is so stunning. So this shade in particular, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, right? It's not as smooth as it could look, but other than that, it's a pretty perfect eyeshadow pencil. So hopefully the other shades are similar. But I picked this one out after looking at all the shades in store because this one was the glowiest, which is why I don't know that I would love the other shades quite as much, but great wear time. Then, oh, and smooth application. Okay. Then I picked up a new mascara from Lancome, which in the last year or two, I've seen why Lancome has been the king of mascaras for years and years since I was a girl. A little girl. I've always been a girl. The Flutter Extension Mascara. Now, what appealed me to this was this super tiny wand. And you know, I'm not working with much naturally with lashes, especially since I stopped using eyelash serums. So I'm really like stretching out these products as far as I can to try and get them to make my lashes visible. This one's okay. You know, I normally love Lancome mascaras, but I'm just as happy with my Definisos, and that one also has a smaller one. This one doesn't have quite the buildup of Definisos, so while it is fine, I will finish this. I won't repurchase it. The bristles on here are super duper short. I think I actually would prefer them longer. Okay, we're moving on to the lips category, which is so ridiculous, the amount of lip products that I've bought. Because I've been saying this, all of the lip products are the same to me now. Except for this one that I'm about to mention. It's really, really good. I picked up another shade of the Fenty Gloss Bomb Sticks, specifically in the High Shimmer finish, which they have knocked it out of the park with this finish. It's a glitter formula that actually has visible glitter in there. So I had Fenty Glow, it's right here, that's why I was looking, and I wanted a new shade to pick up for the sale, so I got Fussy. And I'm wearing it right now in the talking portion as well with a little bit of lip liner. It just has the most pretty glittery finish, but it's still like wearable. It's not obnoxious, and you can actually see the glitters, which is super impressive. It's very hydrating. I'm very much enjoying this formula, and the finish is incredible. So this one is a little bit more pinky. I think Fenty Glow, the first shade I had of this, is more glittery and more metallic looking on the lips. I think it's been toned down a bit in this Fussy shade, but it still is an exceptional glitter lip balm stick style formulation. Now this one was an impulse purchase, but whatever. I picked up another NARS Explicit lipstick in Exposed because I really do like these lipsticks. I wanted a new, more neutral shade. I have to say, this is it's a little more cool tone, a little bit more brown. I don't know, I think I was going more for like a lighter nude, but anyways, I can see myself using this a lot more in the fall. Right now, I'm into a little bit more bright pink lips for this spring and summer. So this is being put, you know, in the back burner right now. So I don't love this shade for this time of year, but it's a beautiful formula. The reason that I purchased this is because I like this formula. I wanted more nude shades in this. It's a lipstick. It's a bullet lipstick. You know, there's not many things I can say about it. It's thin, creamy. Where's a decent time for it being a bullet lipstick formula? It's just a reliable formula, you know? And I wanted to grow my collection, so I picked up the shade Exposed. And then I didn't end up really loving it that much. But I think I will love it a lot more, like I said, later in the year. I also picked up a new shade of a formula that I love. This one is unique, too, of the Too Faced Pillow Balm Lip Treatments. And I got Hot Cocoa Kiss because it truly does smell like a hot chocolate, and it makes my mouth water. It does have a sheer brown color that it gives to the lips. I like this range of colors because they actually add color to the lips. I have some brighter shades that I'm going to wear a little bit more for the summer, but again, fall and winter, I'm going to love this, and this truly hydrates the lips. It leaves the perfect amount of color. It's not sticky, but it's not super glossy. This is for truly when I want nourishment and a little bit of color. So, love this formula. Had to purchase a new shade. I also picked up, because this launched right around that time, the Fenty Beauty Lip Oils, and I picked up 2 shades. So, I had to get Miss Jellyfish, and it does give the prettiest iridescent, fairy-like pinky blue shift. But it's not unwearable. It's actually quite pretty, especially with the right eyeshadow look. And then I also picked up Rose Amber, which, if you're very fair with a super cool complexion, you're gonna love this. It's a bit gray on me, I think. I don't love this shade on me. Now, in terms of formulation, I'm probably gonna stick with the regular gloss formulation. I like that more. These do not last very long on the lips, but what differentiates them from the glosses, besides also being thinner, is that these actually do hydrate the lips. So I'll give them that. While these don't wear as long, they're a little bit too slippery and they're thinner, they do truly hydrate the lips, whereas the original glosses, they do kind of dry out the lips. So I don't love them. They're fine, right? They're nice, but I do have other lip oils and hydrating balm treatments that I prefer. And then the last thing that I picked up that I'm going to talk about in today's speed reviews is from Sephora collection, where you get the 30% off. I normally like to pick up a lip cream stain or two from them, and they've recently redone the line with the packaging. So I picked up 124. I wanted a brighter rose shade, and this is so beautiful. Honestly, it looks a little brighter on the lips than it does in here, so it's more vibrant than I was anticipating. So that's the only thing, but you guys know I love this formula. I love how long it wears. There's a time and a place for liquid lipstick. When you're wearing a bolder color, you want it to last long. You don't want it to transfer everywhere. That's why I like this. It also stains the lips, which is different than when I first started purchasing this line. I really feel like they've improved the formula of this over the years. I like this shade, but I'm still hunting for that perfect rosy shade. I thought I had it, but I still gotta keep hunting because it's a little brighter than I thought. But it's still gorgeous, don't get me wrong. That covers that. Those are my speed reviews on all of the products that I picked up during the Sephora Savings event. We're not done. You guys know Sephora has launched so much. My speed reviews drawer is heavy, is busting at the seams. So I definitely will have some speed reviews coming up. I'm just debating, do I do another Sephora themed one? Because there's so many Sephora products that I have in here. But, you know, I also have a lot of drugstore products that I'm ready to review for you guys. But if you enjoy these speed reviews, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to my channel. It is the series that I am the most proud of because I truly do pretty intensively test these products out, and they stay in my drawer until I'm ready to talk about them. I'm not just making this stuff up, okay? I have nothing better to do with my time than to test all this makeup. So, so I love doing speed reviews. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I will have the links to all of the products that I talked about in today's video linked down below for you guys, and also tagged if you have YouTube shopping on your browser. And that's that. I'm talking to talk right now, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.
It's delicious.